On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd. That's right. Thanks to that very iconic scene, it is Mean Girls Day today. Do you remember that movie from 2004? I actually think it was a pretty good movie. It got a, let's see, 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow, that's impressive. I'd recommend watching it, unless you have a trauma for school buses, or if you think you might develop one after watching that movie, then do not watch it. It has, as a cast, we got Lindsay Lohan, Tina Fey, Rachel McAdams, Amanda Fried, and also someone named Kevin? Huh. That's weird. I didn't know there was a Kevin in this movie. Well, I'm sure that won't come back later. The Mean Girls movie, as mentioned, came out in 2004. That was on April 30th. It then got a musical on October 3rd of 2016. It got a video game in 2018 with characters specifically created for the game, so I guess it's probably not based off of the movie's story. It then got a Broadway debut on April 8th of 2018, and a standalone sequel in 2018 as well, May 18th, which surprisingly did not do as well as the first one. It got a 4.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Only 51% of Google users liked it. It did get pretty much 4 out of 5 on Vudu. I don't know what Vudu is, but I guess the people on there liked it. So there, it looks like it has a completely different cast also though. So I'm not surprised that people didn't enjoy it as much, but not really sure what it's about. Probably a very similar story. That's all for that. And then it's also National Boyfriend National Boyfriend Day today, going along with National Girlfriend Day, which was back in August 1st, which we'll get to eventually if I continue this podcast for that long. Oh boy, that's so far. But yeah, National Boyfriend Day is October 3rd. I guess people just celebrate their boyfriend. The term boyfriend comes into common use, originally meaning woman's paramour, back in 1909. So long, gentlemen callers. The word dating officially entered the American English language in the 1920s. Prior to this, courtship was a matter of family and community interest. Women were visited by gentlemen callers who would arrive at their home in hopes of beginning a courtship. However, this concept began to slowly fade when the idea of dating began to develop. There was also a K-pop invasion in 2011 when there was a South Korean boy group by the name of Boyfriend. And in 2014, Taylor Swift released Blank Space, personally poking fun of her long list of ex-lovers, which I do feel like most of her songs do that. I guess most of her songs are on one specific ex-lover, while Blank Space perhaps is about all of them. But there's one thing more important than just dating any old boy. It's if you're dating a boy named Kevin. Because that's right, it's National Kevin Day. I was surprised that there was a Kevin who was in Mean Girls, because I did not remember that, but it's a happy little coincidence for you there. With him, we also have Kevin McAllister, played by Macaulay Culkin in the Home Alone, just the first 2 movies, I think. Kevin McAllister was also the character in, I want to say the 5th one, or maybe 4th. However, it was actually played by a different actor at that point. We also got Kevin Arnold, who is from The Wonder Years, played by Fred Savage. Oh, I was going to say that he gave me some Boy Meets World vibes, and that's because he's played by the same person. So there you go. We also have Kevin Levin from the Ben 10 series. I don't actually remember whether he is the 10 family's cousin or just someone that they happen to know. I feel like he was a villain in the younger series, and then when they were older he was like a buddy of theirs, but I don't remember if they're related or if he was like Ben's sister's love interest. So that's quite the mix up to make, but honestly I don't know. We then have Kevin Tran, who's a character from Supernatural. He first appeared in the season 2 finale, Raising Hell, And I believe he has like a musical number that he did where he plays Sam, or like the actor Osric plays Sam in it. I could be wrong, but I recall seeing that. We also have Kevin the Minion from probably the Minion movies and also the normal Despicable Me movies. We then have Kevin Swanson from Family Guy, son of Joe and Bonnie Swanson. We have Kevin Walker from Brothers and Sisters, and Kevin Lomax from the Devil's Advocate movie, Kevin Ball from Shameless, and Kevin Myers from the American Pie movies. Oh, okay. And there's a lot of other Kevins here, so I'm just going to skip to this other one that I know. Oh, okay, apparently there's a Kevin Flynn, which is a character from the, looks like the Tran movies. And where's the one that I saw that I knew? Here we go. Kevin Doyle, which is played by the guy who plays Cyclops. But this is a character from 27 Dresses. There you go. And to list off some famous real people named Kevin, we got Kevin Bacon, Kevin Feige, Kevin Hart, Kevin James, Kevin Nash, Kevin Love, Kevin McKidd, Kevin Zeggers, Kevin Richardson, Kevin Oluzola, Kevin Quinn, Kevin Conroy, and Kevin Klein. So next up we have National Unity Day, celebrated in Germany, which is to commemorate the unification of the Federal Republic of Germany and the German Democratic Republic into a single federal Germany on the same date in 1990. A public holiday, the day is characterized by concerts, communal meals, speeches by politicians, and fireworks. So here I wanted to make a joke that Kevin is a German name, which is not true. It's Irish. However, on the Kevin page, it actually says that the name Kevin peaked in Germany in 1991, largely due to Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, because it seemed they loved Macaulay Culkin's Little Rascal and his mischievous ways. So I don't know why you'd want to name your child after a very mischievous kid, but he does fight criminals. Gruesomely fights them, but you know, he fends for himself. We also have World Temperance Day, which is a day that encourages people to give up alcohol, which is interesting because yesterday was no alcohol day. So I guess if it's for people who didn't know and drank alcohol yesterday and now they're like, oh, I see. Now we're not supposed to be drinking fermented beverages and alcoholic drinks. But then you might be wondering, well, what can I drink if not alcohol? But you're in luck because it's Global Smoothie Day as well, which celebrates how smoothies blended with whole foods are an easy and fun way to obtain nutrients. There you go. Day also encourages people around the world to drink a smoothie. Most dietary guidelines recommend eating lots of fruit, I imagine was what I was going to say next. I keep forgetting that this site just has like one paragraph and then I have to click on stuff to continue showing things. So, and I never do. So, whoops. Because it is Sunday, I'm going to reveal a day for the rest of the week. I should maybe do this at the end of the video, but I have the tab open, so we're just gonna go with it. We've got National Vodka Day, National Kiss a Wrestler Day, National Noodle Day, National Frap Day, National Pierogi Day, and I Love Yarn Day. There you go. That's stuff to look forward to. Oh, and I guess I'll give one for next Sunday as well. National Hug a Drummer Day. So this next week you get to hug a drummer and kiss a wrestler. How sweet. So for celeb birthdays, there's actually quite a few today that I recognized. So I had to write down a list because there were quite a few. So first off, we got Noah Schnapp turning 17. He plays Will from, the Stranger Things show. I'm sure most people know about it. That's why he's number one on the list. He also has a twin sister named Chloe Schnapp, so it is her birthday also. Presumably also her 17th, but, that's just a guess. It's also Tommy Wiseau's birthday. He's turning 66. He was the writer, director, and actor for the movie The Room. He's done a lot of projects. Apparently, people don't know where he's from, family-wise. Apparently, he just has all this money, and people don't really know where he got it, and he just spends it all making these wacky movies. I can't necessarily say whether they are good or bad, just to watch them with a fun group of people. We also have Lena Headey, turning 48. She was Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones, and also plays a character in the first Purge, I believe. I want to say she's probably the mother of the family in the house that lets someone in, and then a lot of crazy stuff happens. I feel like that one was a lot different than the rest of the Purge movies, because I think that one took place pretty much solely in their house. of them just trying to like stay safe on it, which is surprising to me for the first movie because I kind of expected it to have always just been people running around massacring and stealing and doing all that crazy stuff. But yeah, that was apparently the first one, if I'm getting my facts right. It's also Tessa Thompson's 38th birthday. She played Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok and Molly in the newest Men in Black movie, both of which were alongside Chris Hemsworth. So I guess they make a good duo of actors. They bounce off each other pretty well. We also have Gwen Stefani, 52, American songwriter. She's written a lot of music, but the most common in my brain is The Sweet Escape. That's the one that comes to mind when I think about, or like when I read her name, I guess. We've got Jillian Tube HD, who's turning 13. I didn't actually know that Jillian had a channel, but there's a channel called EvanTube HD, which is like a toy review channel, and so this is quite literally its sister channel, because this is the one that she runs. We then also, another little how convenient kind of moment, Kevin Richardson, who I mentioned before in the list of Kevins, it's actually his birthday today. He's turning 50, and he is from the Backstreet Boys. But he should not be mistaken for Kevin Richardson, who is a zookeeper who owns 39 lions, whose birthday is next Saturday. So that's a little bit ways of away. Yeah. On to random Wikipedia stuff. I realize I'm talking really fast, so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Back in 1789, George Washington proclaims a Thanksgiving Day for that year. I take it then that was the first Thanksgiving Day. It didn't say here. And again, for some reason with the wiki stuff, I usually don't click the links. I just kind of look at some random points. So we'll just keep going. In 1990, the German Democratic Republic is abolished and becomes part of the Federal Republic of Germany. Okay, I think that's actually related to the National Unity Day, which I read about before. So that's what I get for just choosing random points. I'll sometimes repeat myself. And then in 1867, Pierre Bonnard, the French painter, was born. He passed away in 1947, and some of his paintings are The Omnibus from 1895, Dancers from 1896, and Fruit Bowl on a Table circa 1924, which seems to me like part of the common trope of just everyone painting fruit bowls and things. It's kind of like a thing of like, oh, this is the first thing you'll ever learn to draw of stuff. I think it's just because it's like a still thing and also very colorful, so maybe that's why. Apparently stuff like that, though, dates all the way back to Greek and Roman times, and Michelangelo painted a fruit basket back in 1596, so that's pretty neat. I definitely talked very fast throughout this episode, so I'm kind of already run out of stuff to talk about, but that's really it. So yeah, I don't really know what else to do unless I were to re-record everything a bit slower, which I will not be doing. So, as always, stay safe, stay Kevin, and you'll be hearing back from me tomorrow. Wait, there's also Kevin from The Office. When I looked up pictures for Kevin to put on the thumbnail, he showed up there, but for some reason wasn't in the list of fictional Kevins. So I don't know what that was about, but I did forget him for a second, but then I remembered him. So there you go. There's also Kevin. I wonder if many other names have days made after them, because there's more than 365 names, and it took us till episode 4 to get to a day that's based on a name. It was very, very fun and exciting to read a list off of characters named Kevin and real Kevins, though. So maybe I'll do that again sometime. Hopefully there are more names that have days. I can try and actually run this for another minute and 10 seconds to see if we can get to 15 minutes, because seeing as that's what I've stated now, can't keep going lower and lower with the time. Do I have any updates? Anything I want to say? Tomorrow I'll be giving a list of all these monthly holidays that are all related to October. That's apparently a thing. There's also weekly holidays. This week is like newspaper week or something like that. But I was just doing daily ones, so I might start also adding weekly ones at the beginning of the week on Sundays, or maybe Mondays, because on Sundays I already have the thing where I'm listing off all the future, or like a holiday for each of the future days, unless I move that to Saturday. We'll see. It'll somehow figure itself out. And then at the beginning of the month I'll be reading off just a list of all the monthly ones, so expect that tomorrow. It's quite long of a list, but I can probably read through it kind of quickly because there's a lot of Kevins, or read through it quickly like the Kevin one, because there were a lot of Kevins, but I might just spend some time on some of them too. We'll see how it goes. Depends how I'm running on time. Speaking of, we got 8 seconds left. Ooh, now make that 7. Oh, we're really, really crunching down. Okay. Oh, it's Oh, stay safe. Stay. Kev.